Hi, I'm Roy Huntington, editor of American Handgunner magazine, and I'm really happy to be here with Brandon at Brandon's Guns today. Brandon owns, oddly enough, Brandon's Guns in Joplin, Missouri, and his gun store is a classic old school gun store. It's got a lot of cool guns, a lot of new guns, accessories, and what I like about it is he's always got a good selection of very neat old guns. What I'd like to do today is talk to everybody about what to look for when they buy a used shotgun. Now, what we have here is obviously kind of both ends of the spectrum, a real beater and then something that's actually seems to be pretty serviceable. Would it be safe for me to say that just because it's a used gun doesn't necessarily mean that it's old or worn out or a bad gun?
Well, that's true, but you want to be careful, especially when you get into something like this old. Some people go, well, I'd like a double-barrel shotgun because I live out in the country and nothing says get the heck off my porch any plainer than a side-by-side. But if it's this old and has Damascus steel into it, that can be a problem shooting modern shells out of it.
Right. Well, see, and that actually segues right into what we want to talk about, which is I'm going to give you some very specific tips to look for if you need to buy a used shotgun. Let's take a look at a few very specific things that you should look for if you're in the market for a used shotgun. And first of all, it's like anything. If you're going to buy a used car and that car looks like it's been ridden hard and put away wet, well then the same thing applies to guns. In this case, this is an ancient Ithaca side-by-side shotgun. Now this gun has a lot of problems. Right off the bat, I see cracks and splits in the stock here. When you shake the action, it's just loose as a goose. Another thing, as Brandon said earlier, these are Damascus barrels or twist steel barrels, and unless you really know what you're talking about, these can be very dangerous unless you shoot exactly the appropriate kinds of loads through the gun, which most people don't have the wherewithal to be able to do. There's some other problems here. The fit and finish is gone. It's missing a through bolt here. It's got a crack on the buttstock. When I open it up, it's very loose. The extractor's not working correctly. It won't close again unless you help it through. This is truly what we call a wall hanger. Unless you're an accomplished gunsmith and you want something to restore, stay far away from this gun unless you just want something to hang above the fireplace. But keeping that side-by-side shotgun theme in mind, let's take a look at this Stoeger. Now this was also on Brandon's used gun rack, but yet look at it. It's got nice fit and finish, there's nothing cracked, it's nice and tight, the hammers function, the action's smooth, the safety works, it breaks open beautifully, the extractors work correctly, it closes and locks up tight, it's got a nice front sight. I happen to notice this gun has sling swivels already installed on it, double triggers. This is a really nice gun. So if you have your heart set on a side-by-side shotgun, spend your money on something like this. Don't try to save $200 or $300 and buy some beater, because trust me, not only might it be unsafe, you won't be able to find parts and you probably don't have the skill to repair it or even to shoot it safely. Let's take a look at something that you're probably going to see in every gun rack across America. This is a Mossberg 500 12-gauge pump shotgun. Well, there's millions of these have been sold, and there's a reason for it. It's because they're very good shotguns. It's a very basic shotgun. Now this one is a sporting shotgun. It's got a nice rib. I looked at it overall. The fit and finish is pretty good here. It's got a nice buttstock on it. The action works very well. The safety works. There's no cracks. I don't even see a lot of wear on it. So this is a really nice gun. What I would probably guess is that someone bought this gun, decided that they'd like to have a gun like this, maybe traded it in and upgraded, got something a little nicer. So if you picked this same gun up, but you saw cracks in the stock, maybe the safety didn't work, the action's sluggish or tight, maybe a crack in the receiver, watch carefully. The barrels can be bent. There could be a bulge in the barrel. Keep your eyes open for anything out of the ordinary. And rely on the staff at the gun store. None of them want to sell you something that's bad on purpose. So have them do a look over with you. Each of you go over the parts bit by bit, and if it checks out all right, you could save yourself a lot of money. Well, now this isn't a comprehensive course on how to buy a used shotgun, but hopefully you'll be armed with just a few things for you to look at when you go in your gun store and want to take a peek at these things. And remember, reach out to people who know what they're doing. Above all, just use common sense. If it looks like it's not a good idea, then it's probably not a good idea. I'm Roy Huntington, American Handgunner magazine. Thanks for joining me.